Why the long face? I thought you and Ross were getting on well. The wind catches my hair, and I use my free hand to scoop it away from my eyes. We are, in a low-key, inconspicuous manner, I reply, labouring the word. Oh, my lips are sealed, you know that. But seriously, Kerra, anyone who is around the two of you for even a short period of time will twig what's really going on. One's first love is always a special bond, isn't it? Coming home, I knew that old memories might return to haunt me, but not my teenage crush. I simply wasn't prepared for the emotional pull I felt when I saw Ross Treloar for the first time after so many years. And now you know that he feels the same way, isn't it time to put the past behind you both? I heave a huge sigh, and it's carried away on the wind. If only it were as easy to shake off the hurts of the past. If it was just down to us, then it wouldn't be a problem. But it isn't, and that's why we're avoiding being seen together. I know that Si and Tegan won't let anything slip, but it's Dad I'm worried about. My two closest friends always have my back. Tegan runs Clean and Shine, the bulk of whose work is servicing holiday lets and offices with a small domestic market. Si followed me here from London. Little did I know that not only would they begin working together as a team, but also end up getting engaged. Eddie seems okay around Ross, Drew replies, as we step over the rack line, where kelp, shells and other debris are deposited at high tide. Being an Emmett and an incomer, someone who wasn't born here, Drew has no idea of the level of animosity between my dad, Eddie, and Ross's father, Jago. He is, but that's because he isn't aware that there's anything going on between Ross and me. Jago always considered his family to be a cut above everyone else. When they moved away from the village into their huge manor house, he knew he was going up in the world. Jago has connections everywhere, and a little power can go a long way. I can't imagine Eddie getting pulled into that, Drew comments, frowning. The enmity between our two fathers stems from a feud that began shortly after my parents bought Greenacre. Dad put in a planning application for a change of use for the land to set up the kennels. Jago was a local councillor at the time, and he was also on the planning committee. He's a man who likes to flex his muscles and put people in their place. Even though he no longer lived in the village, and given that no one else objected, he tried his best to veto it. Why would he do that? It's not as if the kennels can be seen from the road into the village. It makes no sense if the locals didn't have a problem. And it has its own off-road parking. This is hard to explain, as it doesn't really portray Dad in a flattering light. Ross and well, he was popular with the girls at school, and Dad knew I liked him. Dad didn't make Ross welcome, because he felt I deserved better. But it wasn't Ross's fault. He didn't play games, and most of the rumours about him weren't true. While girls threw themselves at him, the boys were jealous of him, and Ross suffered through no real fault of his own. Dad believed what he heard and let that be known, and that's why Jago fought so hard to scupper my parents' plan to set up the business. It was personal. And now you're caught in the middle, not wanting to hurt Eddie, but, well, let's face it, you and Ross spark off each other. I think you're fighting a losing battle, Kerra. Drew is right, but I came back to Penvennan Cove to support my dad after the death of my mum, not to alienate or upset him. The irony is that Dad has always respected Ross's work ethic, not least for the way he's managed Treloar's Building Limited since his parents decided to move to Spain. Well, that's a start, Drew points out. Not really. Ross's very public divorce simply confirmed Dad's view that Ross isn't reliable when it comes to relationships. And